This is Yuri. Nice to meet you. I'm happy to meet them all here in New York in person. Have a nice day. Have fun. Thank you.
The views and opinions of this program are those of the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the Kingdom Podcast. The show might include strong images and language that may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
After 3 long years,
Welcome back, Commander.
here we are again.
Say what?
Again with the angst, the controversy, and wit that can withstand anything or anyone it's up against. Here to give you the scoop about K-pop and other crap you can think of, the prima donna of K-pop radio is back. Better, stronger, and well, he's still the rowdy asshole everyone expects him to be. Thy kingdom come! Welcome the evil stepchild of SLR the podcast, the Kingdom Podcast. And here he is, the man of the hour, the best among the rest, and your resident K-pop critic, the voice, DJ Yuuki.
Hey, welcome back to the podcast. It is a Saturday morning here in the Philippines, the 20th of November 2020. This is Yuuki. This is the 45th episode of the Kingdom Podcast, brought to you by Anchor.fm. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and on Anchor, all in the same name, at the Kingdom Pod PH. The show will be available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Whew, I mean, you know, it gets a bit tiring, you know, this whole pandemic thing, and it's really taking its toll on me personally. I'm normally the kind of guy where I don't really give a crap about going out and seeing friends and, you know, things like that, because I'm kind of like a homebody. But man, I saw like a coin that I got from Hong Kong last year, and boy, do I miss traveling. I mean, it's horrible what's happening, and you know, you have to do your part. You can't be, you know, happy-go-lucky and just go and go to a lot of places. You know, I'm doing my part by not leaving the house and staying here. You know, four fucking walls and my fucking TV and my PC. But you know, it's really horrible, and it's taking its toll on me. And I don't know about you guys. You can tweet me on Twitter at Ukemeister if you know what you think about going out. Do you go out? Do you mingle with your friends? Do you drink a lot? You know, go to different houses and stuff? Because I don't do that. Like, if people want to drink with me, man, you got to go to my house. Because it has to be like a very small group, like 2 or 3 people max. Because I don't want to get that virus. It's scary to even think of. Anyway, man. So, let me introduce to you my guest for today. She's a comeback guest, actually. Returning here on the Kingdom Podcast. You might know her. She is from this very small radio group called Soshified Radio. Really small, you know. They're very small following and stuff. No, I'm kidding. They're huge. They're probably the biggest recurring radio kind of station that we have, you know, for K-pop. And I love this girl so much. Like I said, to be honest, I think she's the best out of the whole bunch, if there is still left of a bunch. And you know, I love her to death. I normally listen to her radio shows, and it's you know, streaming every Saturday at 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. KST. Is it 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. KST, Elle?
It's 12 p.m.
12 p.m. KST. Wow. Okay. So
an
yeah,
hour before us. Yeah.
Alrighty, so that's 12 p.m. KST. You can follow her on Twitter. It's at Yogurt Milk. Thank God she hasn't changed it.
Wait. I think I got the answer wrong. See, how am I supposed to answer this topic? No, you're asking me my radio show. I thought you were asking for the time right now.
No. It's for your radio show. It's 11
I'm
p.m. KST, right?
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
like, why are you asking me what time it is now?
So, thank God she hasn't changed her Twitter account. It's at Yogurt Milk. Please welcome on the show, returning on the Kingdom Podcast. This is DJ Elle.
Hi.
How are you doing, Elle?
I'm good. I'm just very sleepy. It's 11 a.m. and I'm
Right.
supposed to be wide awake.
Yeah.
But this is breakfast time for me now.
So you haven't taken your breakfast, I assume.
I have not.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Yeah, it's a tie. Yeah, I haven't taken anything yet. Like my last meal was around 1 a.m. and I haven't eaten since.
Oh, same. I last time was so bad. I ate like ramen, which is bad for me, especially at night. Like it was a midnight snack, and I ate the whole thing, and I'm now bloated.
So you're bloated Elle now.
Exactly.
So we're posting this today. We need a selfie, Elle. No, I'm kidding.
Oh man.
We need a selfie, like a bloated selfie
Oh,
of
no,
Elle,
no.
like a la SNSD.
I'm still in my pajamas, and my pajamas. It's like the Lego,
Right.
the Everything Is Awesome song.
Yeah.
Well, my pants are like hot red, and it says Everything Is Awesome, and there's like Legos everywhere. I'm basically a 5-year-old right now. Oh.
So I might not be updated, but what does Mr. Redacted say about that?
He did not say anything. it's a choice, I'm very confident about my style.
Yeah, because
pajamas.
no pun intended. Everything is awesome, right?
Exactly.
You are dying. It's COVID. Everything is awesome.
So I'm a 5-year-old talking about serious things today.
Right, exactly. Actually, yeah, just to give everyone a background on what we're going to talk about. So I thought of this idea because we're kind of old in the industry. Not the industry, not only in radio, not only on the podcasting thing, because we've been doing this for a while, right, Elle? How many years have you been doing this? 5 now? 6?
Radio, you mean?
Yeah, the radio thing.
Yeah, about 5 years.
About 5 years, right? So I've been doing this for a total of 7 years. I stopped for like 4 years.
Wow.
So a total of 7 years. And I guess in K-pop, right? We've been here since 2009. We're kind of like we're kind of like a dying breed already.
True.
Yeah, because we're being taken over by these younger links that has so much passion. Because I remember myself, right? I remember myself in their shoes. The only difference between me and them is that I don't bombard other people with fucking hate. So
man. Oh,
I don't give an F about what they say because I tend to get hate most of the time now.
Okay.
So it's super fine. I totally enjoy watching them bombard me on Twitter and just replying to them. But there's something really different, and I thought of the topic. It's like, if Jessica never left SNSD, because we're so-ons, and SNSD is my bias group. If Jessica never left, do you think there's still the Nation's Girl group now? And then when I thought of that, I was immediately like, I'm going to contact Elle. She needs to come back.
Man, you chose me for the hardest topics. And
didn't you have like a difficult topic on your first guesting as well?
Yes, and now you're bringing me back to answer the hard questions.
But then, back then, we didn't really talk about SNSD as, the main topic of the show.
Yeah.
And because you love SNSD so much, like, I even have this recurring joke that whenever someone says SNSD, it's like, who the hell's SNSD? And of course, they know that I'm a so-on and I'm joking, right? But people, people that are new in the fandom might not like that joke. And
right. I understand what you mean. There are some things that I feel like I can't say because they always think that it's offensive, even though like we are fans. Sometimes I think there's even like a thread or there's even, the trend where they say, like, what feels like anti-SNSD, but it's not. And a lot of people say so-ons feel like anti-SNSD, even though they're not, because they say certain things. And I'm like, we're too old for this. Let us joke about certain things.
Exactly. I mean, you guys are new here, right? I mean, we've been doing this for like
we call them grandma.
Yes.
Call them
Yeah, we've been doing this for 11 years. Ugh. We've been here since Hello Baby, so shut up. I mean, was it even Hello Baby? I mean, was the name called? Was the show called Hello Baby? It was, right?
Yeah. Hello Baby.
Yeah. So
I remember that.
Fuck you guys.
I was here, Factory Girl.
Yeah, around that time, right? Horror Factory.
Horror movie
factory. Fucking A. We've seen Taeyeon cry. You haven't seen shit.
Many times.
Right.
Many times.
But basically we're just gonna talk about SNSD, our bias group. I mean, my bias group changes every time, but my ultimate group has never changed, and that will probably never ever change. In the years moving forward.
I would like to put a disclaimer though, that because I'm a Soshified radio DJ.
Oof.
But I obviously, whatever I say today, I'm not representing them.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
absolutely.
This is just me.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Oh, thank you very much for that disclaimer, Elle. I mean, I was actually going to say that later on after the commercial break, since we're going to go on a commercial break. But I mean, everything that we're going to say here, we're not representing anyone. This is...
So if you want to hate on me, you can hate on me.
Yeah, but not on Soshified.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, good stuff. Let's get to a commercial break. When we come back, we'll start off the topic with basically all of the good stuff that you want us to talk about. Whew, do you think, if Jessica Never Left, is Girls' Generation still the nation's group? We will be right back after this. Don't go away, guys.
Hey, this is Jacques, aka Arcady Blog, and you're listening to the Kingdom Podcast with the voice DJ Yuuki.
Hey you. Doing this podcast thing for years now, I've always been an advocate to start your own podcast. Regardless if you talk about K-pop, science, news, politics, showbiz, start doing it because podcasting is growing very quickly, not just in the Philippines, but also worldwide. There's a whole lot of new shows out there, and we as podcasters need to stay informed in order to stay relevant. The best way to do that is with data, numbers, and analytics. Something to keep track of how you're doing. And the best way to get it all in one place is Podmetrics, your one-stop shop for all your podcast data needs. Podmetrics combines data from Anchor, Spotify, Chartable, Facebook Live, and YouTube in order to show you the real picture of how your show is doing. And when you know your show, you can grow your show. The best part is it's absolutely free. Sign up now at podmetrics.co. That's podmetrics.co. And don't forget to use the referral code TheKingdomPodcast. No spaces. Podmetrics, the only analytics you'll ever need for your podcast.
Hello, Radish Farm. Welcome to Mama Moo Central, where myself and a possible Moo Moo star guest talk everything Mama Moo. Want the tea? We got you. Want a song review? No problem. Want to just freak about your best girl? Go nuts. Be sure to follow my Twitter at WhatARadRadish to get the latest and greatest from yours truly, while also updates about when I upload. Well, let's get on to today's topic. See you around! You're listening to the Kingdom Podcast. All our episodes are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and on Anchor.fm. Your weekly dose of K-pop is now back.
Welcome back to the podcast. You can go to Facebook, Twitter, Anchor, all in the same name at the Kingdom Pod PH. Basically you can drop by there, send us a comment, tweet us, hate on us, whatever. So, you can follow me on Twitter as well, at Yuukmeister, and on Instagram. And for Elle here, you can follow her on Twitter at Yogurt Milk. Her radio show, streaming every Saturday. Actually, today, she'll be having a stream. So it's going to be at 11 p.m. KST. You can go to mixler.com/elephant, ELLEFANT. Sometimes she does IKEA stuff on Twitch. So you can go,
Oh my god.
so you can go to twitch.tv/elephant. Just basically with
Elephant
an S.
with an S.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I mean, how's your radio show doing? I haven't listened in a while.
My radio show is doing great actually. We're doing like a year-end special award show ceremony.
Holy shit,
And
really?
we're in the middle of doing 5-week challenge. So they're asking me to do like a G dance cover. They're asking me to do a lot of stuff. Like they even asked me to run a full marathon, and I had to be like, no, guys, I'm not gonna run a marathon. So yeah, we have like 5 things that we have chosen for me to do in the span of 5 weeks. So I'll update a lot on Twitter and stuff like that. So it's really fun.
That's super cool. Okay, before we start off the topic, are you gonna do the G cover?
I am.
Holy shit.
They voted for that.
Are you doing it live?
I don't know if I'm gonna do it live because I still need to learn the steps. I know the chorus a little bit.
Oh shit, you're doing the whole cover?
I'm not sure. We'll have to discuss it tonight. So because
Whose idea was that? I'm guessing it was Bob, right?
I don't remember whose it was. It might have been Z. I'm not sure. But yeah.
Oh man, if I were like
I didn't choose any of this. They had to vote on it. They had to. Yep.
If I were like in just their position, I would just tell them to let's not do G. Let's do like the hardest SNSD song. I mean, Catch Me If You Can.
I think they asked me to do a Soshi dance cover, and I was one who chose G because that was the easiest for me.
Right.
So they were like, okay, as long as you're doing a dance cover.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. I mean, it's not that easy, but compared to the other dances, it should be fine.
Yeah, I will not do Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah, that would be super cool though. All right. So yeah, I mean, good luck with that. And can you please mention me on Twitter once it's out?
Of course.
Yeah, I gotta see that. I gotta retweet it, and I gotta tell my friends, check this out. She's a DJ. Good stuff. All right.
I am not looking forward to that at all.
It's got to be on Christmas. I mean, around that time, right?
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff. Okay. Let's get it on. Let's get to the topics. The topic before we went on commercial break is that, do you think Girls' Generation is still the nation's girl group now if Jessica never left? You know what? Let me go first. On this.
That's great. I'm just gonna copy your answer as always.
Right. No, it's because when you think about it, it's a very, very different time. And people would normally go on and move forward with the groups.
Right.
We did it with Red Velvet. Totally understandable. That's what they wanted anyway. But I'm just looking at it. This is in a perfect world where SNSD never disbanded and are still releasing like 1 or 2 tracks every year.
Right.
So, excuse me. This is what I'm looking at right now. Like, if SNSD is still releasing, a good number of songs every year, not just one song, but a good number, are they still the nation's girl group? And at their 30s, like I said, it's a very different time. I'm just thinking, like, if ever I would have moved on as well, because my bias group right now is Mamamoo. So I even said that probably this will be the last year of Mamamoo. I think some of them won't be renewing their contract. So I'm gonna move on with ITZY. That's what I said. But if SNSD kept on doing it, To be honest, I think they would still be the nation's girl group.
Wow.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because, at their 30s, right? they're like emo shide. I mean, whatever. They're not Sonya Shide anymore. They're like Auntie Shide. I don't know. But I mean, it's a recurring joke. I mean, we can joke about that because we love them and fuck you all very much. But just basing it on how they're still looking right now and how their numbers are still, piling up. It's not, the best numbers, right? Obviously, it's not. But because a lot of Soans, I assume, like myself, dropped off, a couple of years ago. And that's, for me, totally understandable. It's not that I'm not a fan of SNSD anymore. Like, I still listen to their music, right? I mean, they're still on my playlist.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine how many years, 15 years of fucking SNSD still all together. They might be doing private lives. They might be doing their movies and whatnot, right? By the way, private lives, so love it. I so love it.
Really? I want to watch it.
Oh shit, you gotta watch it.
Yeah.
I'm not finishing it in one go because it's not finished yet on Netflix, but once it is, like, I'm still in episode 5 and it's blowing me away. So good. Anyway, so yeah, they might be doing their own solos, and Teti Saw would probably still be existent, which is, oh my god. But man, bold statement. You can quote me on that. They would still be the nation's girl group if they were still together. Twice wouldn't have beat them at all, not even close.
Interesting. Okay.
How's it you?
I think, well, it really depends. I agree with you on a lot of parts, and I think, it really depends on what people think NGG stands for, right? Like what makes a group become the nation's girl group.
Right.
I think it's different for everyone, but I do think they would be a lot more successful, and they would, I think, still, like you said, maybe beat twice. I don't know.
Yeah. No, they would definitely.
Yeah. I think there's a sense of familiarity when it comes to the 9 groups. They're dependable. I guess it's like, I don't know. The reason isn't that we need a certain group member more than the other, but because another thing that's also important is the fandom is not as united as before.
Right. That's
like
right.
you said, they're in their 30s. Some people might, forget about K-pop. They're working. They have children now.
Right.
But at least they would still be united in some ways. But now everyone's sort of either OT8 or OT9 or Jessica
or OT5.
So yeah, exactly. So it's very difficult to agree on something when it comes to SNSD now, because it's different. You have to admit that it's very different now. And there's this pride that fandoms usually have, where they think that their group will be together always and have the strongest bond. So anything that breaks the bond sort of breaks the fandom, and that in itself, because the fandom, I think, is the most important part in the group's
growth. Right.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I don't know if they will be the nation's girl group. I think they will be, because there's nothing to break that.
Right.
But yeah, I definitely think they'll be more successful than they are now. I mean, they are still obviously successful. There are many hoops that they have jumped through, and I don't think they need to jump through more hoops to prove that they are still good. But I do think that it's different. It's just different now. And
yeah, the ball game, it changes rules. And right now, of course, we're being surrounded by very talented groups now, younger groups. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that you are correct. I do agree with you on the fact that when it comes to the term nation's girl group, there might be some sort of other perspective on that. Like, what does a nation's girl group have to be? And it's just that, like, I just, when I think about it, and when I look at what they've done culturally, what they've done musically, and how they opened up a lot of, this is kind of like the paving the way topic.
Yeah.
I don't hate that, but I don't like talking about it as well, due to the fact that a lot of people would definitely say, because of the amount of success that their groups are getting now, that they pave their own way. And that's totally understandable. Like, you can think about that. But I'm telling you guys, it's not true. Your groups never paved any way, due to the fact that the way has already been paved. You can quote me on that. I say that a lot on my podcast. Very scandalous. Fuck them. But guys, don't get us wrong. Don't get me wrong. I can't speak for Elle, right? Don't get me wrong. I'm not hating on your groups right now. I love Twice. I love BTS. Fucking they like Dynamite. But I love Blackpink. They're very talented groups in their own right. Like, super bombastic, super cool groups. Red Velvet on that subject as well. But
you know what I think paved the way?
What?
The internet. The internet paved the way.
Dude, we made the internet relevant for K-pop. I'm just saying. You remember I Got a Boy? Where everyone was celebrating Happy New Year, blah blah blah, and everyone on, like, if you're a So-on, you're not out there partying. You're fucking in the front of your computer, refreshing your fucking YouTube page every single fucking time, waiting for I Got a Boy. We made that relevant.
True.
So, as far as paving the way goes, guys, let's be honest. Like, they've been doing this before. Like, they've been doing this, and your idols were like 10 years old. So they can't pave anyway. Like, they're too young. They're minors. They can't work. I'm just saying, like, all kidding aside, and like what we said earlier, the Nation's Girl Group notion would probably differ from person to person. But
I definitely agree with you, though.
Right? In a perfect world, right? If ever that none of them disbanded, and then they kept on doing songs every single year, releasing solos and whatnot. Can you imagine the amount of fucking good songs that they can produce if they were still together? We'd get Jessica solo,
I think the impact would be also very different. Like, now, with the 8 girls, it's still good, obviously, and people still watch them because they're they're curious, like, how is it like, for
because
OGG,
they're relevant.
But with 9, I think it would be even more impactful, and at least, even if they don't have views, as much as the new groups would, I think there's still a sense of, like, non-So-ons would even think, like, that's what I want my group to be like, and that itself is worthy of a Nation Girl Group title. I feel like,
how
that bond, that kind of strength,
right?
Yeah,
how views never meant anything to us, right?
Yeah,
it was like we were happy back then. I thought, shit, 2 million views in a day. What the fuck? That's so cool.
Yeah.
And the only competition is with how early did you watch the video. It's like, hey, check out my screenshot. Hey, number 35.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That was the only competition.
Yeah.
It's
and like
bad.
we would have to download everything, like shows even, or like
shows in like
have to watch in
6 parts. Right. So like Horror Movie Factory part 1 to 6.
Part 1.
Fucking
yeah, exactly.
And that's per episode, you guys. Just for.
And sometimes like part 3 is not available because of copyright strikes or
right.
something.
Shit. That's so good.
The internet paved the way, guys.
Yeah. I got a boy paved the way. But all kidding aside, you might hate this episode, you might not, but Nation's Girl Group? Hell yes. At their 30s. Definitely. They're still you still see them on fucking metros, you see them on the airplane. They're probably still, they're probably one of still the ambassadors for Korea when it comes to their tourism. They're still very relevant.
Like even with 8, personally, I'm biased, so you can't take my word for it. But even personally, with 8, they're still my NGG. So,
you know what? I'm gonna give you that, and I totally understand why, but I'm gonna disagree.
Okay.
In all sorts of proportions.
Okay. That's why I understand that, and I expected that, and I expect a lot of people will disagree with me. Like I said, it's for me, myself.
Yeah.
Just in my own bubble, they're my nation skull group.
OT8.
But I'm not Korean, so
right, exactly. But we want to live there, so maybe you want to adopt us. But yeah, I mean OT8, OT9. Yeah, OT8, OT9. Nation's girl group all the way for sure.
Yeah.
It's just that I can't wrap my head around OT8 being the Nation's girl group because they gave us Complete and they gave us Divine, and that was like a shot in the ball sack,
Right. I
Right.
understand that, but I just feel like, even though they're OT8, that doesn't, erase all the history and all the impact that they had.
Oh yeah,
before.
absolutely.
So I still consider, Girls' Generation, whatever it is, OT8, OT9, Nation Skull Group.
Right.
That's just how I feel. But of course, I cannot deny any impact Twice had given South Korea or any other group. So, like I said, it's just for me.
Yeah, it's just for us, basically. Yeah.
Before I sleep, I'm just thinking, SNSD, SNSD. I just chanted in my sleep.
Right. I mean, and that's totally understandable. I mean, they were basically our lives, and if not until now, right? It's horrible.
How do we move on? We're old. How do we move on?
Oh man, I can't.
I mean, you've moved on. I've moved on, sort of.
Yeah, moving on in a sense where I'm not listening to them anymore, but
right.
I'm still a whole lot of better when it comes to remembering what happened with Jessica. It's still very horrible for me. So
yeah, and that again, like I said, it's just it affected so many people, and for so long too. It's been how many years now? 4 years, 5 years,
5,
and people are still affected by it. I feel like the ones are still affected. That's crazy.
That's because they gave us Complete and Divine.
Yeah.
What a bunch of hypocrites. Okay. Anyway, so here's the next topic. So in a perfect world, we both agreed that they would probably still be the nation's girl group. How would the current regime of girl groups look now if the standard is still Girls' Generation? Would there be a significant difference with how it is? Because they're old,
Yeah. I think, it would be very different. I don't know. I think instead of okay, so what are the standards of SNSD, you think? Like, what do you mean by this question?
Oh,
I need to ask you.
You can probably look at Red Velvet, Twice. What they're doing.
Right. Because I'm thinking, like, do I want groups to be more like SNSD, or do I want SNSD to evolve and adapt to the trends now?
That's a good question, right? I think
because do you think their concept or standards would still be relevant now?
Yeah, I think so. They've done a lot of the standards already. I mean, a lot of people a lot of groups tend to recycle that because, and that's understandable. And it's not that they're unoriginal like that. It's just that, a lot of groups have already done a lot of shit. So you can't really.
It's hard to be original.
Exactly, it's hard to be original with the standards. Starting in 1970 whatever up to now. I mean, you can't be really original with your concepts anymore. And that's totally understandable. Sorry, I was a bit distracted with the video that fucking Elle retweeted. Taeyeon body horrible. Woo!
Sorry about that.
Oh my god.
But sorry, not sorry actually.
She looks like a 5-year-old. Okay. In a good way. So
That's very disturbing.
right. I mean, she's super small. You gotta understand. But yeah, the standard but that's a good question. Would I want them to still retain their normal standard, or would I want them to adapt to it? I guess adapting to it, would be great.
Right? I always wish, because right now there's so many things that new groups can do, and I feel like SNSD, they were restricted because, technology or whatever.
That's right.
And now I'm like, oh, imagine SNSD having Black Mamba kind of concept, or Red Velvet concepts, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I want them to have a Luna-esque concept,
Ooh, yeah, that's interesting too.
Luna's just blowing up. And when it comes to this, I'm pretty sure they're gonna be adjusting when it comes to especially their choreography. The choreography now is totally different than how we were accustomed to. So I would love to get some sort of difference when it comes to how they choreograph their songs. How they sing their songs, they can do whatever the hell they want because their songs are still okay. Their songs are still very relevant up to this day, and it's standing the test of time. So I don't mind, to be honest. They want to do a fucking Into the New World version 10. I don't give a crap. That's still the best debut song that I've ever heard ever. So, because can you imagine doing a ballad version of Happiness? You can't. You can't. And if you remember, if you look at all of the groups right now, look at all the groups and imagine their debut song, even back then. How would you make a ballad version of your debut song? You got chill talaga. No, you can't. What else? Fucking ooh hug him. No.
Yeah.
Boom ba yeah. Fucking A. No. Just with the title. Hi. Can you imagine Rose saying, "Hi, this is our debut song, Boom ba ya," in their 15th year or whatnot. Boom ba ya. You can't. Yeah.
True.
You can't.
I can't get over the Happiness ballad.
Oh man. La, 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 la. Happiness. I can't. You can't.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I would love for them to upgrade. Lachata fucking A. Woo! No.
Oh my god.
Not for the life of me. So, in that sense, the standard probably would still change. It would still be the standard that it is right now because a lot of the groups are still, treating Girls' Generation as their standard. So, that's fine. However, music-wise and choreography-wise, they got to step it up. Because their name is pretty relevant still. However, once they get on the stage, Gayo and stuff, you can't go all G on them. I mean, they're gonna be a dwarf. I mean, have you seen Luna's Butterfly? And Luna at all is not even in my top 5 groups. But have you seen Luna's Butterfly? Holy shit! That's the best choreographed girl group song I have ever seen.
Really? I should check that out. I've heard the song.
Oh my god.
But I've not watched the live or
my god, Elle. You've missed out like I have.
Okay. I will check out.
Please, I beg of you, watch it. After this show, after this recording, watch it.
All right.
And that's what I'm talking about as far as the standard goes, which is you really put up a good point, a better point than I could ever think of, is they gotta improve their standard as well. They gotta go through some sort of hoop as well when it comes to changing their standard to what the standard is today. Regardless if they're still considered the standard. You get what I mean?
Yeah. Because I watched a few, K-pop reactors on YouTube, and a lot of them are very new,
Right.
They're
That's right.
they're new to K-pop. They don't know what's going on. So whenever they go back to like throwback watching SNSD, they usually don't understand. Like they're like, oh, a cute group, but then suddenly it's something else, and then suddenly it's something else, and it's not as it's not like how it is now. They
That's
watch Luna, they watch Blackpink. It's very different compared to the old groups like SNSD. So I think SNSD, they really have to change it up if they want to stay relevant when it comes to, like you said, musically choreographed, like those kind of things.
That's right. I guested like a YouTube reactor like a couple of episodes ago. Shout out to Jen Entertainment on Twitter. She's super cool. She has not reacted to SNSD yet.
Oh.
So she's fairly new in the K-pop thing. So, something like that where you would definitely see the people that are doing it now, or listening to K-pop now compared to us, which the only medium that we have, especially, specifically for me and Elle, is this, podcast radio thing. And, we've grown to get accustomed with a lot of things in K-pop, and they still haven't gotten, on the brim of how K-pop is, fucking Neurotic by TVXQ. So,
exactly. And their reaction, they're always like surprised, like what is going on? They have a certain expectation when it comes to K-pop. It's always either like something like Blackpink or something like BTS. But like K-pop is so huge that you have to watch everything to kind of understand it. Like even the old ones.
You should imagine how the difference when it comes to what we listen to compared to the people that are listening even on this podcast or on new listeners on Elle's radio show. Especially if you're new in K-pop. Imagine we're listening to 사랑한다요. You have no idea what
that song. Oh my god, that song. 그래 나와 같다.
I mean, you have no idea. I even have no idea where that came from. What drama was that from again?
Full House, I think.
Full House.
Hey, wait, was it Gung?
Oh yeah, Gung. Yeah.
Yeah, Gung.
See, you guys don't even know what that means. So, what does that mean again in English? Boom.
Something prince something. I don't remember anymore.
Wait, I'm googling this. I mean, Princess Hours. There you go.
Princess Hours. Yeah. I knew it. So Princess something.
So see, can you imagine? This is Song Ji-yo in her 20s. So,
oh my god! Yeah.
Beautiful.
Crazy. It's so crazy. I always forget that she's the
antagonist.
The second girl.
Yeah, the antagonist there. Yeah. Beautiful Song Ji-yo. Love her to death. So
and love that song.
Yeah, right? That song is and you guys don't even know what that song is. I mean So you got to see the difference between what we listen to and what you guys are listening to. And that doesn't mean that we're better fans than you are. No, don't get us wrong.
Yeah.
It's just that we've been listening to K-pop for years and years now, and you're probably, in your fourth year, and you're feeling that, hell yeah, I know a lot of shit because, I debuted with Blackpink and shit like that. I don't know. But no, you gotta expand your I guess when it comes to K-pop, your vocabulary in K-pop.
Not to show off, but I feel like it's easier for us to discover new groups because we have the history of like old groups, so we don't have to catch up with that. We only have to catch up with like new releases. But the new groups, they have to catch up with new releases, but also kind of look back at the history if they want to, understand the whole K-pop thing.
This is what we're talking about, guys. Now, to cap it off, before we get to our last commercial break, I need I need you to answer a yes or no question.
Okay.
You don't have to explain yourself because I don't want you to. But here's the thing.
I get in trouble. Okay.
Okay, yes or no. Do you think if the likes of SNSD, Big Bang, 2 p.m., 2 a.m., what's the name? 2NE1 are still promoting now. Do you think that the current regime would win when it comes to music shows? Yes or no? Once I get your answer, we'll go straight to the commercial break.
Okay. Can I have a few seconds to think?
Okay. Sure. Unbiasedly speaking, Elle, you know how we are here.
Oh my god. Why do you do this to me?
Well,
okay,
just quick question.
No.
We'll get to our last commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk more about SNSD. Don't go away, you guys.
Hey everyone, Mo Twister here. Just as long as my guy Yuuki here is talking about Jenny Kim, then I'm all over this podcast. You're listening to the Kingdom Podcast with the voice DJ Yuuki.
What's up, simps? How many of you guys use Spotify as your main music or podcast player? On Spotify, you can listen to all your favorite songs or shows, this show included, and choose over a variety of artists and podcasters for your listening pleasure. So don't forget to download Spotify on your smartphones. And in the process, follow me on social media so that you'll know when the Kingdom Podcast will be on air. That's Yuukmeister on Twitter and Instagram. See you there. Hey podcasters. Podcasting has become a staple when it comes to new things to try, especially here in the Philippines. Check all of them out on your podcast players like Spotify or Apple Podcasts. We also hope you can donate to the show for as low as 99 cents via our Anchor account. You can go to anchor.fm/thekingdompodph/support. We want to get as much content out there as possible, and a small amount like this would definitely help us out to keep the show going. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Now let's get back to the show.
This is Mo Twister, and you're listening to the Kingdom Podcast with the voice DJ Yuuki.
Welcome back to the podcast. What the hell? Why am I speaking like this? Fucking A. Basically, this is a time where I invite you to...
Do you always that fucking A?
Fucking A, yeah. I mean, that's my expression. You know, I tend to say that before I get to my promotions. I tend to say that on like at
fucking
work.
A. I should add that fucking A.
Yeah. Oh, you just said fucking A. That's good. Good stuff.
Right.
You know what? I'll tell you guys a story later for the people that are listening to this podcast. Story about Elle when we first started doing the radio shit. So this is basically the time where I invite you to go to anchor.fm/thekingdompodph/support. You can donate as low as 99 cents via our Anchor account to help the show, run to season 2, season 3, season 4, wherever, and to get more guests and to help us stay relevant when it comes to the podcasting industry, because a lot of K-pop podcasts are now blowing up, and I'm glad that we're in that kind of same boat. So please, if you got anything like that and you'd like to support us for the seasons to come, to provide you guys a better quality of the show and whatnot, you can go to anchor.fm/thekingdompodph/support. All right. So going back, I told you guys that I was going to tell you a story about Elle. Back then, I don't know. Yeah, I guess that Elle on SLR the podcast, my old podcast back then.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I was cussing on air, she was like, "Oh my god." And the age difference between Elle and myself isn't that significant. Like, I think there's like 3 or 4 years age difference between me and Elle. And
I'm
back
a changed woman now.
yeah, she's a changed woman now. She's like woke Twitter. I don't know, but fucking.
I'm like still here now.
Yeah, she doesn't cuss like a sailor, not like me, but when I say like fucking A, so she doesn't cringe anymore. Back then, like I had to hold my breath whenever I say like fuck.
No, I'm just not used to it because we're not allowed to curse on Soshified. Really.
Right, but you curse in real life, right?
Yeah.
You curse a lot in
when
real life. Whenever you're with your friends, right? They're like, fuck, Elle, what are you doing? It's like, no, fuck
and it's so hard when there's like old people around, like babies. Because I have nieces now and they're like, young, and
right.
I can't curse in front of them. It is
No.
so hard.
Yeah, that's totally understandable. Here in the Philippines, yeah, when there are kids around, like, hey, don't cuss, in front of them. Mother, father, money, witch, like that.
And like back then when I used to not curse, I didn't think of it that much. But now, after I start, like, it's hard to stop.
Exactly.
It's like hard to control yourself.
Because like you can't express yourself properly. Like if you stub your toe, you're not gonna say falafel. You're gonna say fuck. Shit,
Yeah.
that fucking hurts. And man, back then, whenever when I guested her on SLR the podcast, oh man, I can go back to that episode. I still have a recording of that episode.
Oh my god.
And I think I didn't curse. Like, you can count in one hand how many times I cursed in that 3-hour
I'm so
show.
sorry.
No, it's totally fine. Because back then, like, you're not a minor anymore at that time, because you're like, with 4 years age gap, you're probably like 18 or 19 at that time. So, man, shit. Now I'm like, fuck this.
Fucking me.
Yeah, fucking it. Good stuff. There, see, guys. Else cussing.
I still don't say fuck in my radio show.
Yeah, you can't, right?
Yeah, but I say other stuff.
Can you say shit on Soshified?
Yeah, I say shit a lot.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What about fuck? What's another son of a bitch? That's not in your vocabulary?
I don't say that a lot, so it's
okay.
never came up.
Yeah.
But I say like words like, I don't know, ass, shit.
Yeah, ass, shit, yeah. Anything bowel related, right? Diarrhea.
Basically, we say pee a lot.
Have you peed? Have you peed yet?
No,
on
I have
air?
not. No,
Okay.
obviously I will not.
Yeah,
I was
don't do
scared,
that.
when I asked them, challenge me 5 things for 5 weeks. I was scared that they would go live pee, and I think one of them did it, but I was like, nope, that is not an option.
Look, I can remember your previous guesting here on the Kingdom podcast. Don't do it yet, because if you do it, they might leave. So let them keep on waiting for it, right?
There needs to be a mystery.
Yes, exactly.
I'm very open with my listeners, but peeing is
yeah. I mean that fuck no.
that is no.
Yeah, it would be funny though. It would have been super funny if you do it. Maybe when you turn 40 and you're still doing the radio thing, might as well. 2 kids, husband and all. Yeah, okay, fine, guys. For my finale,
I'm retiring.
Okay, here's my pee.
Or maybe like in my 70s when I'm already like adult diapers. Then it's easier, like I'll laugh and then I'll pee.
Okay, guys, I already peed. I'm sorry. Let you guys hear it.
Speaking of which, oh my god! Recently in my radio show, I let them listen to this recording of mine I did when I was like 12. It was so embarrassing. So I'm thinking when I'm 70 and I listen to myself right now, it would be so. What do you think? When you're 70 and you're listening to your podcast again, do you think you'll be like, oh man, that's like the best podcasting, or do you think
right?
like, oh
I mean, I would probably think that way. Like, man, I was a total badass back then. you gotta row your own boat. You
gotta own it.
Yeah, you gotta own it, right? If you think you're the best, you gotta fucking in your deathbed, like fucking hey, yeah, I was DJ Yuuki back then. Fuck this being Dustin and shit. Like I hate being Dustin.
Oh
man, woo. Okay. Sorry,
Okay.
we got got off of the topic. Basically, my last topic is still SNSD related. You've been following SNSD for 11 years, just like myself. Please rank, without that much explanation, please rank your top 5 SNSD songs.
Okay. Well, you know me.
Starting from
I
5.
overthink things.
Yeah, stop
I have
overthinking.
8. Okay.
Fucking.
I have 8. I can't help it. Okay, well, let me.
Apparently, in her early 20s, she still doesn't know math. So.
It's true. Oh my god. They all know that I don't know math. Okay. I'll choose 5, and then can I have like the
3 consolations, right? 3,
Yeah.
Okay. Special mentions.
So,
okay, cool.
So I'm still kind of answering your question. I'm not like
Right.
having a cop out.
Right.
All right.
Let's go with the special mentions first. How about that?
Okay. Genie, just because I just think it's the best sort of title track of modern GG-ish. Not modern, but like I feel Into the New World until Kissing You is sort of old SNSD.
Right.
And then G is sort of the transition to like the new SNSD.
Cool. Yep.
And then after that it's the OT8 SNSD. Okay, anyways. So Genie.
Okay, one second. Just for reference for the people that are listening here, are you ranking this just based on their song or the success?
Just a song.
Just a
My
song. Okay,
favorite
great. That's
Right.
good. Okay.
Yeah, my favorite song.
Yeah.
Baby Baby, just because I don't know why. I just like that song. That's why it's in the consolation prize. That's why it's in the consolation prize.
Oh,
because
okay,
it's not
okay.
technically my favorite.
Right.
But it's like I enjoy it once or twice.
Sure.
You know, I bop to it sometimes. Is that what the young people say? Bopping to
Oh,
it.
fucking A. Wow, that's so lit. Yeah, fucking A.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a bop. Fuck.
All right. Okay. So and then
Still call it spazzing, by the way. We don't call it gorgeous
oh my God,
stanner.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous spazzer, you know?
Spazzers. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm cringing.
Generation difference.
Okay, and then this last one for the consolation prize, I think it might be scandalous. But
What?
because I've seen a lot of hate for it.
Okay, let's see.
But I will not accept the slander.
Because it's a good song, okay.
It's not I mean, it is a good song, but I like it for Taeyeon's ad-libs in the end, which is Beep Beep.
I like that song. I like that song.
I love that song, but I always hear Beep Beep slander on my timeline, and I'm just like, I don't understand. What's wrong with you?
I normally, you know, to be honest, when it comes to their B-sides, I like their Japanese songs better.
Yeah, true.
Yep.
Definitely true.
Yeah, Beep
Okay,
Beep,
do you have any
Genie.
consolation prize?
You know, I probably have one.
Okay.
Galaxy Supernova.
Galaxy Supernova?
Mm-hmm.
Which one is that?
That's the one with the jeans that you can't wear if you're not 24
Oh my God.
waistline.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I remember the music video.
Yeah, that was a good music video.
They have a lot of songs.
Yeah, and this is what I wanted to point out earlier with our topic, is that there's that big, like, huge jump from, like, one era to another, or not even, like, eras, in the same era. Can you imagine? Love and Girls released when Galaxy Supernova released as well. I mean, imagine the difference when it comes to the songs.
Na 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 na
Girls,
na
yeah,
na
right?
Girls.
See? So, yeah. Oh man, that was a good music video though. You gotta admit.
Yeah, it's true.
That was
it's
a
true.
good music video.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, Galaxy Supernova is my special mention. All right, let's go with your top 5 first, and then my top 5. But let's have that like in intervals. Okay, so
All right, but my top 5, I don't have. It's not in an order.
I mean, it has to be. You gotta put it in
it has
order.
to be.
Yeah, you gotta
Oh
put
my
it in
God.
order. Not top 5. Sorry, your number 5. So this is your least favorite.
Okay.
Elle, don't lie to yourself. I know you got a ranking. Don't lie to yourself. I mean,
Okay. I don't know why.
I can
but
imagine that
just feel like
we're gonna have the same number 1 song. But
I don't think so. Do we? I don't know.
let's see. Okay.
The thing with Gigi songs is that for some people, I'm talking about like their top songs and also their worst songs.
Right.
You either love it or hate it. So like the songs that people hate, some people really love it. And it's the same thing with like songs that people love. Some people really hate the songs.
Right. Mhm.
I don't know. Okay.
Let's see.
Okay. Number 5. Me first?
Yeah. Okay. You want me to go first? I can go first.
You can go first.
Okay,
Because I'm
go.
scared. Okay.
All right. So here's my disclaimer for my top 5 list. None of these songs are OT8. Not because I'm biased like that. It's just because the sheer quality of the songs that they released when they were 8 compared to they were 9 were very different.
Okay.
And I love OT9 better than their OT8 songs. Okay, number 5. So difficult. The Boys.
Ooh, I love The Boys.
I love The Boys. That's my
I
number
love
5. Okay, how about you?
My number 5 is Stay Girls.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good song.
Yeah, I don't know why. Whenever I listen to the song, I just feel something. I don't know what it is, but I just feel something. So that's why it's not really my favorite, but I would say it's one of my favorites.
Right. Okay. Whew. Number 4. All My Love Is For You.
Aww. That's another Japanese one.
Yeah, that's another Japanese one. Yeah, that's gotta be
Okay.
my number 4. Okay.
Mine is also a Japanese one.
Uh-huh.
The Great Escape.
That's a horrible song, Elle.
I love that song.
Ugh. Okay, fine. No
I
judgment.
love that song.
It's a weird song.
That's why I love it. I like the underdogs, you know? Oh
Fair
man,
enough.
I love that song.
Fair
And
enough.
I don't know why. I think maybe because when they performed it, Taeyeon looked so happy. And I think that's one of the reasons I keep on going back to the live performance. And
Right.
it just made me love the song.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, I totally get what you mean. But yeah, not a big fan of that.
I love that song.
And don't get me wrong, I love their
why-
Japanese songs. I love their Japanese songs. It's just that, you
This
know.
is why I'm just thinking, like, I don't think we have the first number 1 because
Let's
it's
see.
so difficult to pick.
Right. Let's see. But one
Right,
second,
and look, I
is
think-
is the Great Escape the one where they performed it on stage with the bars and the lights and the shit?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that
and
was-
then with this, like, Avril Lavigne is there for some reason, or
Fucking
was it Lady Gaga or something?
Yeah, I have no idea. Anyway, okay. Number 3. There's a tie for my number 3. Fucking A. Ugh. But I gotta
Okay.
pick one. But I'll tell you what the other one was.
Mhm.
So, How Great Is Your Love?
Okay.
That's
I
my.
see you like, the very ballady.
Yeah,
kind of-
yeah. I like the ballads.
I like the weird ones.
Yeah, yeah. You like the weird ones.
The beep beeps and the girls.
Hey, don't get me wrong. The beep beep is super cool. Like beep beep
Yeah,
is,
but some
is
people
cool.
think it's weird, Moshi moshi.
Hello, mushy, mushy.
Hello.
Right, right, right.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My number 3 is Goodbye.
Oh, I love Goodbye. Oh, you know what? That's from Mr. album, right?
Yeah.
I
number 2,
love
think.
Mr. album.
Me
Like
too.
Mr. album, love it.
Yep.
I know people tend to forget about it.
Yeah. No trashy song there. In that
Yeah,
album.
like-
Yep.
Europa, wait a minute, amazing.
Yep. Yep. Europa was super good. But yeah,
Yeah.
Goodbye is my favorite track from there. Next would be
I
Mr.
love-
Mister. But yeah, that's my number 3. Now, what's your
Okay.
number 3?
My number 3 is what was my number 3? My number 3 is Indestructible. I know you hate the song, or you're like, it's hypocritical.
Very fucking A.
But it's a good song. Like, if you don't think about what happened, I just think it's a good song.
Okay, yeah, fine. I mean, musically, the composition of the song,
Yeah.
it's a super good song. Yeah, just listening to the song, all right, not the meaning behind it.
Yeah.
Just the song. Yeah. Fucking
Yeah.
hypocrites. Anyway, number 2 song for me is Complete.
Oh my god, we have the same. But
Number 2?
I had a tie.
Wow.
Yeah, I had a tie. Complete and I Got a Boy.
Oh, okay,
Which are two
I'm
different
not
songs.
judging you on that. I'm not judging you. I loved I Got a Boy. A lot of people hated that song. I love that song.
I love that song. I just think it's a genius song.
Yeah.
People, we just have to get it. You know, once you get it, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
amazing.
That's their attempt on Bohemian Rhapsody, you guys. I mean,
exactly.
props.
But it all makes sense. A lot of people don't realize that at the end they mix everything that they started with.
Yeah.
And it's like genius.
And you know how genius they are. That part, let's bring back to 140.
Yeah.
And everyone blew their mind. Like 140, they were talking. Are they talking about the beats per minute, or are they talking about the song? Because when you go to 140, it goes back to the chorus.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you count how fast the song is, it's 140 beats per minute. So it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I love that song. Also, just good memories with the song, Like
Right.
YouTube Music Awards, YouTube is my best friend.
Yeah.
So
That's right. So yeah, that's a
just-
good song. All right.
Mhm.
So my number one. Whew.
I think we might have the same because we have not mentioned this,
Yeah.
this song.
Yeah, we haven't mentioned this. Yeah, my number one is My Oh My. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
It's Kissing You. No, I'm kidding as well.
you scared me.
My number one's Into the New World for sure.
Same.
Yeah,
exactly.
for
Same
sure.
with me.
I mean,
For sure.
that's their best song. It doesn't have to feel that. It doesn't have to feel nostalgic in any sort of way. It doesn't have that sort of impact on me when it comes to my emotions. Just musically speaking, the original Into the New World song, not the ballad.
Yeah, I also like the original more than the ballad.
Exactly,
actually.
right. I mean, I love the ballad. No questions about that. But the original song is just so good.
It's so good. And like you mentioned, musically it's good, but even the impact and even the nostalgia, everything factors in as well.
Yeah.
But musically it stands out on its own as well. So that's why I
Exactly.
think it's amazing. I even had, I think a few weeks ago, one whole week, I just listened to Into the New World for no reason, just because the song is great.
Well, you're weird.
It's a bop. It's lit.
All right,
It's-
it's a bop. Oh my god, that's fire! It's so lit. Fucking.
Yeah.
But now we still have the I'm dynamite. I'm good. I'm set. I've never stand a boy group this much.
Really?
Oh man, I am loving BTS lately.
That's good. I mean,
I was
it
talking to
says
my
a lot, a lot of people like BTS.
right. I was talking to my girlfriend because she's not the biggest BTS fan. I was talking to my girlfriend because we live in the same house. I asked her like, is BTS is Dynamite their biggest song to date? And we were like contemplating and just going back on the songs because On was huge. Boy with Love was huge. Fucking even Blood, Sweat, Tears. But like culturally, internationally, is Dynamite their biggest song? And then we're like, probably yeah. I mean, just the effect that it has on people, on fucking shows internationally. Yeah, probably Dynamite is their biggest song.
And you know what? Like, people think that BTS is a new group, but they're actually very old.
They're very old. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been
I
there.
remember
Mhm.
exactly. I think that's also the reason why they're successful. Like a lot of groups, when they become famous too fast, they also burn out too fast.
Right.
Like
Mhm.
I think with EXO, they were successful but too fast.
Mhm.
And I mean, they're still successful now, but
Compared to back then.
I'm an EXO
Yeah.
fan, but yeah, I just feel like they became famous too fast. With BTS, I think they know and they went through a few hardships. Not that EXO did not go through, some hardships, but
Yep.
I'm just saying BTS is an old group. Actually, I remember I like their song, "Boy in Love."
Yeah.
They go,
Mhm.
"Bah, yo, yo, bah." Yeah, my mom. I remember playing that song, and my mom was like, "What song are you playing?" And I was like a teenager,
Mhm.
so they're very old. But I'm happy to see where they are now.
Yeah, they're super cool. I mean, Gone is the BTS that does the rap thing, and
Yeah.
and that it's not necessarily a good thing. Not that it's a bad thing as well because their rap songs are good. Dope is one of their best songs. I mean, Dope was super cool, and but right now with how they're doing their music and stuff, being very jolly lately, I love that. I love that to bits. So yeah, I mean, kudos to BTS. Fucking A. So yeah, I mean, I don't mind, not hearing Into the New World anymore as long as I get my dynamite. Yeah, as long as I get that, Good song. And I love Blackpink and I love Twice. Don't get me wrong. I love the girl group. I still feel that I love girl groups more than the boy groups.
Same.
It's just that Mamamoo released Aya and it had that weird.
What do you
beat
think
to
of Black Mamba?
It's okay. I'm not totally onto aespa yet, but it's an okay song. It's not like fucking A, like best. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's not that. But yeah, it's okay. I'm just not into aespa yet. I'm still easing up to it.
Right.
Are you like super all over them right now?
Well, they're still new, but I'm looking forward to them, and I'm still trying to watch their live shows, see what's going on.
Right.
I think it's too early to say for me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's what I feel as well. I gotta hear them release another song. That's what I think.
But I can see SM is trying very hard.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
You can see it in the music video. You can see it in the concept. You can see it in everything.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm not discounting them. It's an okay song. It's not like it's not like Into the New World. It's got. This is what I felt when I heard Happiness for the first time.
True.
Right. So maybe in the coming months, right?
So
let's see. But who's your Bice group right now? Like, I don't know if you still have a Bice group now.
It still has an SD. I'm still like that one person. But I like Red Velvet a lot. Yeah. So a lot of the tweets on my Twitter account, they're mostly Soshi or Red Velvet.
Oh shit, okay. So you're not
I like
into the new groups yet. Or you know them, it's just that like you don't stand them.
I know them, but I don't stand them.
Oh man.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of them to keep up with too. Like, it's just like, which one is this one again? Which one is this one again?
Right. There's just way too many now.
Yeah, it's so saturated.
It's not bad. It's not a bad thing though.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing because that means that you have a lot of options, and that's good for the.
It's good for business, basically.
Exactly.
But I think going back to what you said about EXO, I lost that train of thought. But yeah, they peaked so fast. So fast. I even had the topic back then, like, will EXO ever regain the throne? And I was like, I don't think so, because probably it's not their throne to take. They're probably not into expanding internationally. Super M would probably be well suited in that. In that
Which
conversation.
I think is a lazy move from SM, by the way, to just like patching like just one group and one group and one group together.
Right.
It's a good it's a good idea, but I'm just saying it's a bit lazy.
That's right. I mean, they can do whatever they want, you guys. I mean, as far as groups go, they can probably do the songs that they want, that you guys want them to do. Just have a little faith on it, and you don't be too biased on the group that you, the members that you put there. I mean, Super M members totally biased, by the way.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not discounting how they treat their other idols, nor the idols that are in Super M. It's just that, those are the favorites of SM right there. So you can sense a bit of favoritism there.
Yeah, and it's just sad for the other members.
Absolutely. Shiny, my God, Shiny. Ooh, I need a Shiny comeback.
Yeah, I'm feeling like they might have one because Mino's back and stuff.
Yep.
So,
all right. Well, friggin' A. That's the show, you guys. Elle, thank you very much for doing this again.
Thank you for having me.
I know you'll be back again soon next time. Something SNSD related again. Something horrible.
We just end up like chatting about random stuff.
Right, exactly right. So fucking A. So yeah, she'll be having her radio show tonight, 11 p.m. KST. You can go to mixler.com/elephant, and that IKEA stuff that she does, twitch.tv/elephants with an S, and you can follow her on Twitter at yogurtmilk. Do you have anything to promote, Elle?
Nothing. Just my radio show. Yeah.
She has Instagram, but she doesn't share it with, people, right? Hello? Elle?
Hello?
Did I lose you? Hello?
Yeah, I lost you, I think.
Fucking A. Okay, so, you have Instagram, right? But you don't share it with people.
I don't have Instagram.
Oh, you don't have Instagram?
I don't have Twitter, yep.
Fucking A. Well, I mean, obviously Facebook you have, right?
No.
What the fuck? Like, how do people, like, in your real life contact you?
Twitter. And WhatsApp, basically.
Oh, WhatsApp, okay.
And even WhatsApp. I want to live in an island where I don't have to reply to WhatsApp anymore.
You don't have to live in an island to not reply to WhatsApp, You can just delete the WhatsApp. But yeah, probably like they're where
but
you are.
Like,
it's kind of big, right? WhatsApp.
Yeah, so it's less acceptable for me to not reply.
Oh. Right. Well, okay, that's the show. Thank you very much for listening. Again, this will be available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and wherever you listen to your podcast. This has been Yuuki and Elle for the Kingdom Podcast. We'll see you again tomorrow as we're having someone from Mamamoo Philippines to guest here on the podcast. Thank you very much, Elle.
Thank you so much again.
Alright.
I enjoyed it today.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Stay safe. Bye.
Bye!
The Kingdom Podcast is executively produced by The Voice DJ Yuuki and co-engineered by senior producer Jason Aguayo. Special thanks to the Kingdom Podcast creative team. You can like us on Facebook, Twitter, and Anchor at The Kingdom Pod PH. All episodes are available on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, and any other platforms you use to listen to podcasts. Thanks for listening and see you next time.